Oh, sheets. Sometimes you have quite a bit of data to analyze and you want to get a count, but you have a few more criteria to consider than what you would find in your basic COUNTIF formula. That's when we use something called countifs. Now, this is an example of an iReady completion tracker that one of my team members put together. In this formula, we're able to track how many students should have completed each particular test, how many have actually tested, and from there we can determine what percentage of students are needed to still test before they can reach the 95% or 100% completion goal. If I click cell D2, I can see what formula is used to determine the enrollment. So I'm going to go through how this formula works right here on cell D3. First thing I'm going to do is start off with an equal sign, and I am going to type in count ifs with an S. And you can see there's quite a lot of information that pops up. This already wants to fill in the formula that is used on my other cells, but since I'm going to be walking through how to do it, I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to enter my open parentheses. Now, the first thing I need to do is select my range of data. So the first thing I wanted to check for is the school. So I'm going to go over here to my tab called BOY data. And I am looking for the column that has school information. And I see that's over here on column F. So I'm going to select all of column F. And then I'm going to write a comma. Back on the tab I was on before, I'm going to select the school name I'm using for this information. And right here, it's Kip Austin College Prep. Now I'm going to enter another comma. The next bit of information I'm looking for is the grade level. So I'm going back to my BOY data, and I'm looking for the column that lists student grades. That's right here, column D, comma. And what grade am I looking for? Let's see. Oh, it's right here in column C in cell C3. The next bit of information I need to know is which test am I looking for the enrollment, so I can have an idea of how many total students actually need to do this test. And I am going to press comma again. I'm going to go back to BOY data, and I'm looking for where the subjects are listed. And if I look here on column G, I see right now it says reading, but I also have 44,000 rows here. So I'm going to scroll down to verify. Yep, there's math. Okay, so this must be the column I need. Another comma, back to my original sheet, and I'm going to select the cell that will show me which test I'm actually looking for information on. So I'm selecting cell A3, going to close parentheses, press enter. And then I have my total enrollment, meaning how many students should be taking the math test in 5th grade at college prep. Right now it's showing me nothing here in the number of tested because I don't have a formula there. The formula that I use for my other rows, however, shows a similar formula to what I did before, but I'll notice this part at the end that says greater than 0. This is what I need to figure out the count. So I'm going to come down here and I am going to do the same thing I just did before, but this time I'm going to add another piece of criteria. So once again, equals, count ifs, open parentheses. I'm going to do the same thing I just did before. So I'm going to start off with searching for campus, comma. I'm going to select the campus I'm looking for, comma. I'm going to select the column of data that has grade levels, comma. I'm going back to my spreadsheet and I'm going to select the grade level I'm looking for. I'm looking for 5th grade, comma. I am going to select the column of data that has the subject information, which is right here. comma. Back to my sheet, I am looking for math, comma. And now I need to figure out how many students actually tested. On my data page, I also have a column that shows me, did the student do the test or not? 0 means they haven't, but 1 means yes, they have. So I'm going to select this column, comma. And instead of selecting a cell back on this page, this time I'm going to say that I need the criteria to be more than 0. If it's more than 0, that means yes, they took the test. So I'm going to do quotation mark. I'm going to do the greater than sign, and I'm going to enter 0. Close quotation mark, close parentheses, and enter. And now I can see that, oh, okay, this is telling me there are 100 students who completed the test. I only have 1 student remaining until I reach 100% of students tested. This formula can work if you get data from other programs too. In this case, we used iReady, but you can do something similar for map data. You can do something similar for any other program that provides you with a list of students who tested, what tests they did, if they completed the test or not, and then other information like grade level, school level. Try this out for yourself and figure out what are other ways that you can use the countif formula or the countifs formula for data that you compile as a district testing coordinator.